Alright, so here is my book report presentation. So, the first question is, who is the author? So, I don't know how well you can read this, but I'm going to read it to you. So it's Catherine Price is the author. So who is Catherine Price? So Catherine Price is an author and a science journalist. She graduated from Yale and UC Berkeley for her graduate program. And then she has won quite a bit of awards and been nominated for specific awards, received jobs and internships and stuff like that through her education and stuff like that. So in the book, it also talks a lot about all the books that she's read. She pulls a lot from other books and research that she's done to write this book. So the book is called The Power of Fun. So that is Catherine Price, the author. Obviously, she's an author, and then primarily she's a science journalist. And then the second question is, what is The Power of Fun about, or what's the book about? So like I said, the book is called The Power of Fun. In short, it talks about how to make the best use of your time. And how to use that time to feel invigorated and alive. In short, that's what the book's about. So like I said, it's called The Power of Fun. The main priority of this book explains how we spend a lot of time on screens and how we can use that time that we spend on screens to devote it to interests, passions, hobbies, spending our time doing things that will make us feel more in tune with nature and with the world and with the people around us. Use that time to pursue things that are worthwhile and that will help us to feel less in our heads and to make us feel completely in the moment, present. Alright, so the next question is, what lessons did you take from this book? I didn't write anything on this page because I could not fit it on this page. The lessons in this book were many and incredible. So I'll talk a little bit about some of the lessons that I learned in this book. So many. What I loved about it was so personable. She shared a lot of stories from her own personal life about why she felt so inclined to write this book. The initial story that she shared was she was feeding her daughter, her infant daughter, and she's on her phone with one hand doing something relatively productive on her phone. They were doing like home improvement stuff, and she was looking at like light fixtures or something like that. And she is looking at her phone in one hand and she's feeding her daughter in the other hand or arm. And she looks down and her daughter is staring right at her, and she's staring at her phone. And so she's missing that moment, that intimate moment that she could have had with her infant daughter. And that really shakes her and wakes her up from her life and just makes her shift. Her whole paradigm is shifting. And she wants to pretty much change her life, to get off devices and to be present in every moment possible. And so that was her inclination or motivation to write this book. So I love the book and the lessons that it was teaching because she shared so many experiences in her own personal life, and it made me relate to my own life. So the lessons I learned are: put away your phone. Put away your phone and either do things productive on it or don't use it at all. Sometimes we feel so stressed or so rushed, or we don't have enough time in our lives to do the things that we want to do, or because of work we don't feel like we have the physical or emotional energy when we get home to do the things that we want. But we feel anxious and depressed and all these things because we aren't taking the time to have fun and to take those moments to pursue our passions, or to learn about new hobbies, or to invest in ourselves and our future, our knowledge, learning more. So another lesson that I learned is invest in yourself. Invest in learning new things, in trying new things, in acquiring new skills. All of those things. Like I said, I couldn't even write down all the lessons that I've learned from this book, but there's so many things that I highlighted in the book that just really stuck out to me, like just phrases, sentences that were powerful. And obviously I don't remember them all, but they are Like, they were phenomenal. So the last question is, who would you recommend this book to? And if so, if you would recommend this book, to who and why? I wrote everyone, because I think we all get caught up in our devices, whether that be a computer or a laptop or a tablet or our phones right in our pockets. It's technology all around us, and she didn't say to avoid it. It's not, we don't want to avoid technology, because we can't, and it can be really productive and really helpful. And we can also pursue passions and interests and acquire more skills from our technology. So using it in the best way possible, but everyone gets caught up in technology. So that's why I think everyone can benefit from this book. I also said primarily young adults and teens, and maybe even people in their 30s. And I say that because I think this generation, my generation specifically, is so caught up more so in technology. I grew up the first 10 years of my life really without a lot of it, without iPhones, without technology, all that. And so I didn't necessarily have to deal with that, but anyone younger than me grew up with that all their lives. And so kids reading this book, I feel like it'll give them a big wake-up call about, like, how am I using my time? How am I being productive? Am I doing things that are making me feel invigorated and in tune with the people around me and nature and my body? Am I doing things that I love, or am I sitting on my screens, whether that's homework or whether that's, texting, social media, watching TV, watching movies? Like I said, none of those are bad things, but being able to notice when we're doing them and not getting caught up in just those time wasters. She mentions a lot, another lesson I learned, she mentions a lot about flow, connection, and playfulness in this book. And those three are the three things that allow us to have true fun. And I think that's what life is all about, is having true fun, being playful, being able to feel connected. And when we're distracted, when we're on our devices, we're not able to do that. And so the people who are probably in their phones or in technology the most are probably teens and young adults. That's why I would suggest it to them. But to be honest, we all are. Adults that are 60, 50, 70, 40, whatever, however old they are, we can all use this message. And she's so powerful, the way that she speaks and the way that she writes. So I would recommend it to everyone. This book, to be honest, has changed my life. The way that I think about technology, the way that I think about my free time, my leisure time, my active time, the way that I think about my life and how I feel every day is based on what I've learned in this book. So it is absolutely incredible, and I would recommend it to everyone. It is amazing, and if you let it, it will change your life.